So this is really interesting, guys. The Eagles were shopping wide receivers aggressively. Okay, this isn't a joke. This isn't a speculation. This is real report that the Eagles were the front runners, front of the line for Calvin Ridley, and a deal was supposed to get done. So what happened was the Falcons found out Calvin Ridley was in trouble. It didn't go out to the public yet. The Eagles wanted to trade, and while they were in talks, all this information had been coming through. So the Falcons pretty much had to say we can't trade him, and the Eagles didn't know what was going on, so they declined it. So the Eagles later did find out that, yeah, this was, Calvin Ridley was going to get in trouble, was going to get suspended. So Jay Glazer said all of that news. And then Mike Garofalo came out with Bama ties with the Eagles. Assistant coach Joe Panunzia, a big factor, had Philly confident Calvin Ridley would work well and had them at the front of the line. But the Falcons learned Calvin Ridley was in trouble. Atlanta was awesome with how they handled, per Eagles sources. So obviously the Eagles are thankful and, that they did their due diligence on finding out the information and knowing before this trade actually went down. Because obviously when you have a player and you trade them, you don't want to trade a player and then kind of screw over the other team. It's really, while you're trying to give away draft compensation and, I don't know if it doesn't rescind the trade, obviously, but they're doing their due diligence to find out all the information. Okay. Eagles were on the front line to get Calvin Ridley. We would have had Calvin Ridley. It would have already happened already, okay? And it's unfortunate, guys. Like, if Atlanta didn't find out this information and this trade went down, and then while he's on the Eagles in the offseason, this happens, he's suspended the whole year, which I'm not going to get all political on this, but I got to say this, okay? There are NFL players that have done so much worse in the league and get suspended 5-6 games. I mean, 4 games, maybe 7-8 games, not the whole entire year. But what Calvin did, and I read up on some of it, and in the public eye, as a non-NFL player gambling, it's acceptable for what he did. But as obviously playing for a professional team by NFL rules, it wasn't ethical. Okay, I think this is total BS. Number one, number two. At this point, there's NFL players that do horrible things off the field, and half of them don't even get a whole year suspension like that, which is totally ridiculous. Okay, so now we know that Howie Roseman, we put that behind us. Now we know that Howie Roseman is aggressively shopping wide receivers. That's a good thing. I mean, it's not like we heard anything about Christian Kirk or Allen Robinson, DJ Chark. I mean, even before Godwin or some of these guys, Mike Williams got franchise tagged. Like, we didn't hear nothing. So that's probably why, because the Eagles were aggressively shopping for Calvin Ridley, or aggressively pretty much trying to, get him onto the team and try to make some trade happen. But because of all this, that stinks. I really wanted him to come. I mean, one of my top priorities was getting a receiver, a veteran free agent, a veteran wide receiver, whether he was a free agent or through trade. And Calvin Ridley was definitely at the top of my list on a trade for it to happen. And it's unfortunate that didn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know what the next step is. I mean, if you're going to call Atlanta about Calvin Ridley, there are some other teams you could call. Number one on my list is Seattle right now. Seattle. Go get the guy that you missed out on. Okay? Go get DK Metcalf. If you're willing to trade for a wide receiver right now, you go get DK Metcalf and pair him up with Devontae Smith. That's all I got to say. I don't know what else they're going to do, but at least it's giving us the indication that they are going after wide receiver through trade, at least, which is a good thing. I guess maybe don't like what's on them. Maybe they don't like what's on the market right now. Maybe they feel like they could do better and they could be more aggressive, and that's being aggressive. You have all these free agent wide receivers, and Howie Roseman went for a trade instead, and that's showing that he's being aggressive. Okay, and he wants to get the right guy here. So give Jalen Hurts more weapons at the end of the day. So that is the news about Calvin Ridley. It's unfortunate. I'm sad because I really wanted it to happen. But, tomorrow's another day, and let's see what the Eagles have up their sleeves once more again. And we'll see what happens. Leave a comment in the comment section below. You guys think about this, and do you think it was a bummer? Do you think Howie's going to be aggressive and look somewhere else? Or do you think Howie Roseman is really not going to go for a free agent receiver? You think Howie's going to be aggressive and trade for a wide receiver and really get a marquee name in this wide receiver group to pair up with our second-year player in Devontae Smith, and obviously Quez Watkins that, is flourishing as well. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys later. You guys have a fantastic day. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.